erase. I wanna look good for you. Comb, hair, don't care. I always comb my hair. Pink, blue, purple. I wanna make it good for you. If I wear a dress, he will never call. So I wear much less. I guess I'll wear my camisole. If I wear a dress, he will never call. So I wear much less. I guess I'll wear my camisole. Make up, make up, make up, make up. I'm not ready yet. Make up. Smoke a cigarette. I'm not ready yet. Make up. Smoke a cigarette. I'm not ready yet.
Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.
In the name of city streets worn down, creeping shadows, hearts do pound. Reporter runs with broken pen. Doctor white the night she blends. Neon lights flicker in the dusk. Bodies rise with moans and lust. Silent screams in alley gray, searching for a safer way. No nuclear escape, my friend. Zombies rise, this is the end. Bloodstains on horizon dread, running fast but stuck like lead. Twisted metal, sharp and bright. City's breath, a ghostly sight. In
Oh, I guess we're done. I never know when an electro manual jam is going to end, but it's always when you least expect it.
Right?
Anyway, welcome to the DIADF, and our very special guest host this week is Re-Gor from Fright Lounge and various other entities. Oh, Re-Gor, I had you muted there. Now you're in.
That's okay. I'm
Sorry.
still trying to adjust my lighting here.
So what other entities do you want to profile along with Fright Lounge, the show that you and I have hosted for a couple of years now?
Yeah, we're on episode 34, I think, coming up. How do you do? Thank you for having me. I'm Re-Gor. I also host the podcast Then Is Now, where we talk about pop culture of the past and help introduce young folks to all the cool stuff they missed out on. Also, The East Meets the West, which we talk about Shaw Brothers kung fu films from the 60s to the 80s, as well as spaghetti westerns, also from the 60s to the 80s, and the Cult Movie Lounge, which I discuss all cult movies all the time with Robert Manell. But I want to say, and first of all, thank you, Bill and Sam, for having me on the show tonight. I love you guys. I love being on the show. And I promise, first of all, I promise not to fall asleep through it.
We were hoping you would, because then we could laugh about it.
I didn't come here to be made sport of. But anyways, the other thing is, when we talked about the films that we're doing tonight, I did not realize at the time that they were both from 1980. And that reminds me of the new Driving Asylum from Bill, the 1980 yearbook. So I suggest you people should check it out. It's on Etsy, and I'm sure Bill will give you all kinds of information about it, because yours truly has an article in it. So I'm kind of proud of it. But I love this magazine, whether or not I'm in it.
You guys both wrote great pieces. You had a fabulous TV guide layout in this issue, which I really loved your contribution, because I didn't have to do anything. It was all laid out neatly for me. So thank you for that. Plus, it's just so cool seeing all that old TV guide stuff. You know, the newspaper ads are kind of easy to come by, but old TV guides, you don't see a lot of. They're not archived online, are they? Or
no, they're not. It's like I literally have to buy them and scan them in.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, groovy gold. And Sam wrote a fantastic piece about the 1980 films of
Joe D'Amato.
That guy, yeah.
Or whatever name you'd like to give him, his 110 names.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one. We'll use Joe D'Amato. Yeah, he had a busy 1980. 81 was probably even busier. But, you know, God love him for being out there making movies. We got two of my favorites tonight, though. We got Umberto Lenzi, always a joy, and Bruno Mattei. Obviously, we're in both these movies are Get Me Another Dawn of the Dead movies or Zombie. Hey, that movie did so well. What if somebody else made a bunch? And they both, though Umberto Lenzi would remind everybody, as Tarantino always said, that this is a movie about the infected. This is not a zombie. The first movie is not a zombie movie.
Right.
It's about the infected. Bruno Mattei didn't care what you said his movie was about. As long as you paid to see it, you're probably fine. I'm drinking a zombie ice to celebrate the double zombies tonight. So
excellent.
Yeah. So it's got a pretty cool Zombie King on it. There he is. Oh.
Excellent. Well, I've got Monster Sugar Free to keep me awake with some additives. So,
ooh, well, good luck. I think you'll be able to stay awake.
I think I will.
And I'm using my Bill. I had these forever, and I wasn't using them. I'm using my beautiful Driving Asylum double feature.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have coasters all over to protect my desk.
Well, that was, of course, the Black Sabbath logo that you loved so much. I did for something. I don't remember.
And I also have this lovely Haunts one that I'm using. So if you're real nice to Bill, you know, you'll get one of those in the mail. Bill, my wife has a request for us. We were just watching a 1982, every show that started in fall 1982 on TV. And she's like, I really wish I could watch this with you and Bill, because you would probably sing all the theme songs to me. And I said, well, we may have to do that at some point. There's some pretty good ones on there. There was a show with Tom Skerritt where he was the leader of a doctor's crew. And there's a lot of 82 is also the year of like Everybody Wanted to Be Dallas. because Dallas has such a great opening season. So there's like the Hamptons, which is Dallas in the Hamptons. There's like 4 different shows that are Dallas for Pops. Pretty awesome.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I also have a Drive-In Asylum
Nice
coaster right
An
here.
oldie.
Yeah,
that was the first one you sent me, Bill, like several years ago.
Wow, I haven't used that logo in a while. I love that face.
I do too. What is that from?
It's from Evil Speak.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Nice.
I like that David brings up that Umberto Lenzi claimed that Nightmare City predicted AIDS and influenced Philadelphia. You know what? If that's what he wants to believe, the more bullshitty a director is, the more I love them. Like, go all out. Do you know what I mean? Like, make these claims.
Is Nightmare City in the same universe as Philadelphia?
Yes. I would like to say that it's in the same universe as Philadelphia.
It could happen.
It could happen. It's also, I always refer to movies, spoiler for the movie, but I always refer to movies as having a Jacob's Ladder situation. And really I should say a Nightmare City situation, because this movie has a similar thing, but no one says that. Why don't they say that? They totally should. Maybe because it has so many titles and it's hard to say what kind of situation it is at the end of the movie. But
it doesn't even matter what the movie's about. This movie is batshit crazy. Am I allowed to say batshit crazy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Please.
I love movies that are batshit crazy, and this was like the first one that I went, wait a minute, that was batshit crazy.
Yeah, I totally didn't expect this jazzercise scene, which is why I love this movie so much. It's got, if a movie's got the best jazzercise scene outside of maybe Perfect with Jamie Lee Curtis and Travolta.
No one speaks of jazzercise anymore, and that truly saddens me.
Doesn't it?
How 20-minute workout every morning before school.
I still do Sweating to the Oldies. I have that upstairs.
There you go.
And that's, the music maybe isn't so good, but
Simmons. It's just a little bit of Simmons is enough to transform you inside. I truly believe that.
My Simmons DVD has an extra, like it's like the 10th anniversary of Dancing with the Oldies or Sweating with the Oldies. So it's him meeting all the people that were in the video and crying with them, and his mom yelling at him about how he's dressed in it. It's pretty awesome. So
the crying was essential to his appeal.
How amazing is that picture of him at Century 3 Mall, Bill, where he's standing up on, have you ever seen it? He's like,
no.
Remember those wood rails that went all across the top that like you could basically jump to your death off of because it was 3 stories high?
Oh, cool.
It's him standing on top of one of those going, yay! With people dancing with him. It's pretty awesome. So, Richard Simmons could have been a tragedy at Century 3, but I think there are enough people below to catch him. They would like mosh pitted him and save him. So that's what I'd like to think. But
I hope they had a stack of mattresses underneath of them, like Savini and Dawn of the Dead.
By the way, I forgot to tell you, I saw Savini at the airport, and I was like,
did you?
Yeah, he was just sitting there waiting for a flight, and I was like, hey, what's up? And like I didn't say anything because it's Pittsburgh, right? You don't really want to bother him. It was like midnight when I landed, and he was just sitting there getting ready to take his flight. And I was like, oh, that's cool. You never know where you'll see Savini in Pittsburgh. I saw him in the grocery store. I saw him. His studio used to be across the street from one of my friend's apartments. And one night we had one of those things with the car where like, I'm going to go. Okay, no, wait, I'll stop and let you go. No, now you're going. Now I have to stop. Tom and you might run into him getting
practically best friends.
You could run into him getting a burger at, what do you call it, in Bloomfield? That would probably be a good place to run.
I've never seen him in Tesaro's.
Wouldn't that be a dream though? Like just like you get like Tesaro's on Mexican night on Monday.
They don't have that anymore.
You don't? Oh my god, dude! Their nachos on. If you guys, anyone not from Pittsburgh, Tesaro's is like probably the best hamburger place, and they just have a weird Mexican night, and they just take the same hamburger and just crumple it on nachos. It's such a Yinzer thing.
It's more than that.
I don't do Mexican food, so
this is not really Mexican. This is like Yinzer.
No, it was just like a hardwood grill twist on Mexican. But they also made a great burrito.
Oh yeah,
the Big Bear burrito. Mm-hmm.
I've run into you at Tessera's probably more than any other place because I would always be there at Noah, and he's like, "Hey, Bill's here." I've run into you at least 2 or 3 times there. If I ran into John Russo at Champ Tires like Paul Workmeister, I would have lost my mind. I would have been like, wow. I talked to him at the last con, and he told me he's too busy for interviews. I said, all right.
That's
Have you ever
crazy.
seen any celebrities in the grocery store, Re-Gor?
In the grocery store? No.
Yeah.
And I live in Maine. I would expect to see Stephen King, but no.
U of M grad
Steve
Steve King. Steve King, yeah. Oh my God. We saw Dave Navarro at Tower Records once, Bill, with Ryan, and Ryan started crying, like spontaneously crying. Because he was like, I can't put Dave Navarro. I was trying to see what he was shopping for, and I was like, okay.
Who was it?
Dave Navarro, our friend Ryan we saw Dave Navarro at a Tower Records.
What is he from?
Jane's Addiction.
Oh, okay. That's
Red Hot Chili Peppers. He's Ink Master.
Ink Master, yeah, one of those reality shows.
He's on all the Ink Master shows,
yeah. I think Ryan's
like
not gay, but Dave Navarro is a guy who could change him. Probably.
Oh, you completely get
he's
him.
He's totally his man crush.
Yeah, no, he's like, I'm gonna go over and see if he'll go out with you, and he's like, don't talk to him.
I'm sure he would have.
That's funny.
I'm sure Dave Navarro has been around the block.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's always weird when you see somebody just because, like, I don't know, like some people just feel like they can just start talking to them. I mean, I saw Wayne Coyne from Flaming Lips at the airport once, and he looked really out of it. And I said, "Are you lost?" And he said, "Yeah, where are the departure gates?" And I showed him where, and that was it. And then I was like, "Oh, that was Wayne Coyne." I didn't realize till after. But, you know, hey. Right? I saw Rob Zombie at a wind-up store once, too, in Santa Monica. And I didn't realize we'd been shopping with him. And we were talking about wind-up toys. I had no idea who he was for a little bit. He looks like Rob Zombie, right? And everybody was just looking at his wife. This is before anyone knew who his wife was. And they're like, wow,
John Bravo.
Yeah. They're like, wow, that
His
girl's
hot
really
wife.
Yeah, everybody's like, wow, that girl's really hot. And I was like, I was just talking to that dude about wind-up toys. My brother's like, yeah, that was Rob Zombie. And I was like, oh, all right.
Oh, so Re-Gor, you're hot for Sherry Moon then too.
Oh yeah.
Well, people seem to be really divided on her about whether she's actually like annoying. Is she hot?
You know, I used to think she was annoying, but then in Rob Zombie's remake of Halloween, I thought she was awesome. I was like, okay, this chick can act, because there's the whole scene where there's no dialogue and she's just holding Michael as a kid and she understands what he's done. And it just, I love that. I was like, okay, she can act.
Yeah, she's not bad. Nobody ever wants to work with her though. Like she's only in Rob Zombie movies.
Yeah. He directed some regular show. I forget what it was, like a CSI or one of those crime shows, which I never watched. But what was it, Sam?
I think it was CSI. He did one of them.
CSI, yeah. And it was I watched it just because he directed it and she was in it, and it was really well done. And he was doing things like there'd be a shelf with all these little glass, Hummels on it, and the camera would be behind that looking at the actors talking. And I love that. I thought he did a great job with that.
I really like his style. I don't think that he makes particularly great movies. But he's made a couple, but usually they're kind of like poorly received, I think.
Yeah.
But visually, I don't know. I think they're all pretty arresting, and I really like his Halloween too. There, I said it.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree with that. Hey, I didn't have a problem with the Munsters. I didn't hate it, I guess is what I'll say.
Does everything you own have drinks spilled on them? No, I never spill my drink, Paul Workmeister.
No.
If that was directed at me.
Speaking of spilled drinks, another celebrity in Pittsburgh was when they made Maria's Lovers in Uniontown area. Robert Mitchum supposedly was drunk every night and just wandering the streets of town yelling stuff. And the police would get him and drive him back to his hotel. I love thinking that there was a time that Robert Mitchum just drunkenly wandered the streets of small Pittsburgh towns. Right? And that movie, the premiere was in Uniontown at this old theater that's gone now that we used to wrestle in. And I was like, wow, and Natasha Kinski was in it too. And she gave the famous picture of her with the snake to the VFW in that town in California, PA. And for years it was above the bar. It's no longer above the bar. Austin Trunick checked when he was in town. I asked him, he's like, yeah, they said they still have it in the basement somewhere. And I'm like, they probably should have kept it up.
She's Nastasia Kinski, not Natasha, because the magazines used to call her Nasty, like Fango and FM. They used to be Nasty Kinski.
Yeah,
that was
so. Would she call Janet Jackson? She would call Janet Jackson Miss Jackson.
She could get away with it. Yeah.
She could get, yeah. She's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'm here for it.
You know what would be a fun cage match? Robert Mitchum versus Oliver Reed.
Oh yeah. Well, what's crazy is when they made that championship season for Canon, during the press conference, somebody kept asking Mitchum questions, and he said, "If you ask me another question, I'm going to break your face." And they asked him another question. He threw a basketball at her face, and he had to pay over $1 million in damages.
Wow.
Like full power threw a basketball at her face. And Cannon was like, "Well, we probably shouldn't make any more movies with Robert Mitchum." They made like 5 more movies with Robert Mitchum. So, way to go! That was an early Golden Globus one.
That's hilarious.
By the way, I have spilled so many drinks on Jeff Jordan. It's
Oh, really?
That's the one case where I have to say, yeah, I can spill a drink or two.
Oh man!
Usually he's sitting across the table from me at a restaurant, and it all ends up in his lap.
That's funny. So Jeff also asked, not asked, but he said, I guess he's referring to Sherry Moon Zombie. She was not Lily Munster. No, she was not Lily.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, she was not Lily Munster. I didn't say the movie was good. I just said I didn't hate it.
Okay.
It wasn't. Yeah.
You know, and even if you do like it, it's fine. I mean, everybody has
whatever. You know.
Yeah. I realize that now because like a lot of times I'm like, I really will go on and defend something, and it's like, wow, this movie's not that good. As someone that, let me never defend my taste as someone that watched 2 Mickey Mouse slashers this week. And I don't mean like these movies were Mickey Mouse. They were literally Mickey Mouse slashers. Horrible.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Because Steamboat Willie is public domain. So, of course, people are like, you know, we should probably make a slasher. There's a Popeye one that came out yesterday, too. Popeye the Slayer Man.
Oh,
right. Yeah. Was that good?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm trying to get a copy.
I want to see that.
Yeah. Anything that goes public domain now will be a slasher because it's the easiest thing to make. You're like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
It's what the people want.
Both Mickey Mouse movies were set in arcades. So like they had like a Five Nights at Freddy's vibe, but really cheap. And also like Mickey Mouse could turn invisible and only flashlights could harm him. I'm like, where does this, I don't know where this came from in the canon of Mickey Mouse's slasher, but that was his problem. And he liked to behead people. Like none of this seemed to make, none of them do his voice either. Like, wouldn't you think if you're making one, you'd do the Mickey Mouse? There was, again, I've thought about these movies.
Maybe they can't. Maybe that is copyrighted. You can't talk like Mickey Mouse and be Mickey Mouse at the same time.
Yeah. What's the one? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask, what's the one with Nicolas Cage? Was that Funtime at Freddy's?
No, Willy's Wonderland, which is
Willy's Wonderland. Yeah. That was really good. He was awesome in that.
I like that one. Yeah. And that movie is really close to Five Nights at Freddy's, the video game, which got a movie that came out after that movie. It's like, it's almost like a race. Canon split, and they're Golden Globus both made a Lambada movie. They both came out on the same day, which is crazy. Like it was a war to see who could get the Lambada movie out. And
did any of them make any money?
No.
They both made decent money. If there had been one, it would have made a lot of money. But people had to choose between which Lambada movie do they want to see.
It was Lambada the Forbidden Dance, and there was another. What was the other one?
Because only one. Yeah, because only one could be the official Lambada, and that was Lambada, the Forbidden Dance. Because that has what's his name in it from The Hills? Sid Haig's in it.
Sid Haig, yeah.
He's like a magician from the rainforests that comes to America. It's such a weird movie. Like just the idea of it. They both had like 4 weeks. They both decided 4 weeks before it came out in theaters, we're going to both make Lambada movies. And they did it. So neither are good.
That happens all the time. When Twister came out, there was another one that was made for Sci-Fi Channel with Bruce Campbell. I can't remember the name of it, which I think that was actually better than Twister.
Twisters or Twister? I watched
first Twister.
Yeah, I just watched Twisters.
I watched half of that, and I haven't seen the rest of it.
Vince says Rad or BMX Bandits. I would say Thrashin' and Rad were the two tent poles of 80s BMX skateboard movies. In my hometown, if you want the 3 hardest movies to get were Faces of Death, Rad, or Thrashin'. If you could get a copy of Thrashin' at one of the video stores, you had a good weekend as a 12-year-old kid. even if
That's
you maybe
funny.
had seen it, or Gleam in the Cube, which is not as good.
Was that the one with Christian Slater?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I worked at Blockbuster Video in like 89 and 90, we were able to order through their catalog so you get a discount.
Yeah.
And I ordered Faces of Death. I had it on VHS for years, and then I finally gave it away because it was too gruesome for me. And I love horror, but it was too close to reality. I was just like, no, I'm good.
There's a box set at Walmart right now, which still blows my mind. That
Faces of Death.
Yeah, there's a 4-pack at Walmart. It's like $29.
Wow.
So
mainstream now.
Mainstream in it, yeah. So I haven't been able to find one. I've been looking because I'm like, I should get one. But yeah, I saw Twisters and Twister, and neither good. I like the Twister pinball machine the best. That's probably the best of all the Twister things. Because it has that fan on it. So if it's real hot, the fan will blow on you and while you're playing.
That's funny.
Thanks to Nora, by the way.
Yeah.
For sponsoring us tonight. We appreciate it.
Nora's name is in lights this week.
Yes.
And if you would like your name to be in lights on our show, what an honor, right? Just send a small donation via PayPal to groovydoom@gmail.com. We're not talking about a bunch of money, like $2 to $5 is the recommended donation.
One figure or 3 with the decimals. So yeah, that's all
you can
we
send
want.
change too.
Yeah, roll the change first and then send it to us. But it would probably cost you more to ship the change than it would to send. So just fold it up and put it in an envelope.
Because if a bunch of people send a couple bucks, then that pays for our streaming fees for the month, and we're happy. So thank you. You can send more if you want.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the old Soupy Sales thing where he was telling the kids, he's like, all right, when your parents are sleeping, slip into their bedroom and go through your dad's pockets and pull out his change, put it in an envelope and send it to, and he put his address up on the screen and kids sent him the money they stole from the parents.
That's rude.
That's
hey, you know what? We're about half an hour into the show. We still haven't talked about our first feature, City of the Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
AKA Nightmare City, I guess, is the most common one.
That's how I know it from, yeah.
Well, I don't know, like, but before the internet, you didn't know what the alternate titles were for these films, when you were a kid. I was 14 when this movie played theaters. I don't even remember it being in theaters. I guess I wasn't paying attention. And it wasn't playing anywhere near me, so I couldn't go see it anyway.
Yeah. I wonder I'm sure you'll tell us if it played anywhere around Pittsburgh, though.
Oh, it sure did, Sam. It played Pittsburgh.
Oh, boy.
I can't recall in my research if it played in Boston, but there was one bill that I sent you that involved Elvira.
Yeah.
And she, according to IMDb now, so I did some is it okay if I go into this and then maybe you can throw the graphic up at some point?
Yeah, I'm looking for the graphic as we speak.
So I'll talk while you're doing that. So according to IMDb, she played it on November 2nd, 1986 on the movie Macabre. Of course, everyone knows who Elvira is, I would assume. But now I found it in the newspaper TV listings as playing in November 19th, 1983 on movie Macabre, which was weird. And it didn't come out I guess it came out around that time, but it was also playing in theaters at the same time. There it is. So you can see over there where it says Elvira movie
Macabre.
And now I looked it up.
We didn't get Elvira in our area.
Oh, really?
No.
I did. Yeah, we had it on Channel 68 in Boston. But the thing is, I looked up, there's no other Nightmare Cities before 1980. I figured, well, maybe she was showing one, and then here we go, City of the Walking Dead. I love this review. The filmmakers accomplished the impossible. They made a boring zombie picture.
I thought it was another Elvira clip, but I was wrong.
No.
I completely disagree with that review.
I know.
Too, yeah. They see the same movie.
It was not boring at all. Neither one of these films tonight were boring. I was captivated.
Elvira is so good. I could just watch her read her grocery list because, some people just have it, and she has it.
She'll be like, and then I have to get melons.
I love her boob jokes. Her boob jokes are the best. I respect Elvira.
That's so funny. I love that she's still doing it too. Every so often she pops up and she's got a new show on or something.
Mm-hmm.
which I actually just got a double feature Elvira VHS tape that's still wrapped in the plastic. I can't remember what movies they were. They were like 50s, really bad 50s movies that I enjoy. But yeah, Elvira. I mean, I was telling my grandson about Svengoolie. We were watching Svengoolie, and he'd seen him many times, and he's like wanted to know more about who he was. And I was trying to explain, well, he's pretty much the last syndicated horror TV host in the country. Now, I mean, they've been making a comeback over the internet and stuff, but on broadcast TV, he's the last one, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to mass market something like that, I think, these days, because people aren't used to that. They're not used to like having to watch something on TV, wait for it to be on TV, and then your favorite host, your local host, is showing you things that they got in a syndication package. Like that whole model has changed.
Right.
So, and it's hard for Svengoolie to show. If you notice, he repeats a lot of movies because there aren't that many that he can pick from, apparently, to program on that show. But they have been changing it up. They must have paid for rights to get a whole bunch of other things, because they're showing more and more interesting movies on there.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing too, is I'm kind of getting off on a tangent here. We're supposed to be talking about Nightmare City, but
Whatever.
the horror
Go
host,
for it.
Mr. Lobo, who fans out there may know if you're watching in different parts of the country, I had a conversation with him a couple times, and one of the things he said, which was so true, and I hadn't thought of it until he mentioned it, was that we all kind of grew up the same, because those packages, like the movie studios, they sent out packages of horror films to all the local TV stations in the major markets. So every major city got one, and it came with a set of instructions. It said, take the weatherman, throw a cape on him, have him pretend to be a vampire, and introduce the movies. And most markets, they did that. They got more creative. And then, like in Boston, we just had Creature Double Feature, and there was no guy. There was a guy called the Ghoul that was for short-lived. But anyways, the point is, you know, even though we were separated because we didn't have the communication that we have today, we all were on the same page growing up. We all watched the same movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy to think about. But, you know, I grew up in Boston, and I live in Maine now. You guys are in Pennsylvania, yet we had a similar childhood. You know, I just think that's so cool.
Well, it was one of the unifying things, television in general. You know, it binds to get people talking about the Brady Bunch, no matter where they come from, what their background is. You can get people talking about stuff they saw in the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
And the horror hosts were another element of that.
Exactly. So yeah, so this film, Umberto Lenzi, I mean, he was awesome. He did. I love the fact that he did Eaten Alive, not the Tobe Hooper Eaten Alive, but the Umberto Lenzi Eaten Alive. Also in 1980, Cannibal Ferox in 81, Spasmo in 74. I mean, this guy was prolific, you know.
Oh yeah, he started in 61 is when his first movie came out. So
yeah,
and he's hit like every one of the genres or felonies, like, you know, from Peplum to, you know, war movies definitely is a big thing in his, and Giallo definitely with all the movies he did with Carol Baker, which are near and dear to my heart. So yeah, so much stuff.
Eyeball,
yeah. And So Sweet, So Perverse, which I love. Quiet Place to Kill is really good too. The Cynic, the Rat, and the Fist. He's really great at doing the cop movies. Iron Master, which is a really good Conan ripoff, which he's just basically making another. George Eastman's in that, who I know you guys are doing a show on.
Oh yeah.
He has like a big lion head in that movie. It's pretty great. And he did Ghost House, which we showed, and then Hitcher in the Dark, which is a great Hitcher ripoff. Which is, can we make the Hitcher but make it a little scuzzier? Yeah, let's do it, and have an RV in it. Yeah, and then he did the two House movies. The last ones he did, House of Witchcraft and House of Lost Souls, that are out now in that box set, the Houses set that just came out with the two Fulci movies. So yeah, a really, from 61 to 89, a ton of movies, and TV too. So yeah, so much good stuff.
That's awesome.
That's one of my favorites. You know, gosh, it's hard for me to pick. I really like Spasmo a lot. I like Almost Human a lot. He even did a few spy movies.
Almost Human is brutal.
Oh,
that's really brutal.
Yeah. And he's one of those dudes, kind of kickstarted the cannibal genre with he made The Man from Deep River, which is where everything kind of flows from in Italian cannibal films.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So and then he came back and made more after. But we kind of think Cannibal Holocaust is probably that one came first, but Cannibal Holocaust is the one that really people are like, yeah, this is. Could we have more of this, and could we also have more animal murder, please?
Ruggiero Deodato gets a lot of credit for that, but really Lenzi did it first. If you
I know, and like they call Deodato like Mr. Cannibal, and it's like, yeah, but I like them all. I don't know. It's hard to be defensive of Cannibal Holocaust for some people, but I really like it. Though it's not a movie that I like want to watch all the time, but I still really like it. I like the soundtrack a lot. The soundtrack is.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Bill, you and I covered Cannibal Holocaust over on was it Fright Lounge? We had the guest on that was an actor.
Yes, I remember that very well.
Yeah. So yeah, Cannibal Holocaust is one of those movies like I somehow for some reason revisit it like every 5 to 10 years, and it's like every time I watch it I'm like, okay, I'm done with this movie, and then I end up watching it again a few years later.
There's a lot of theories that it's one of the first found footage movies, and it definitely has that feel. That's what I like, that it's basically like a cycle of the same story repeating, and each time it gets worse. And it's like, oh, these people are even more horrible than we thought they were. By the end of that, there's a little bit of a cannibal movie in our second movie tonight. There's like some rituals and a white woman who ends up being the god. This is my favorite trope of these movies. Like, oh yes, the white goddess is here. That happens. Nightmare City is a little more. Well, obviously, I'm gonna say it's more urban. No shit, it's called Nightmare City. Also, it has an amusement park in it, which I love. And also, this movie is mean. Because it's just like, if you like somebody in this movie, chances are they're going to die or lose somebody, and it just doesn't give a fuck. Like, it just introduces some people just to be killed, and I think that's pretty much I like it. It doesn't, once the plane opens up and the infected spill out, the hamburger men, like, it really doesn't stop.
Chipped beef.
I think it's like the way once zombie gets to Matul, like, it's nonstop craziness, and this is very similar. And Hugo Stiglitz making probably his third or fourth appearance on the show tonight in this, and star of TV's Falcon Crest, Mel Ferrer, which gets called out, I'm sure, on a few of the ads you had, Bill, where people are like, do I know anyone in this? Oh yeah, that guy from Falcon Crest.
He's the star power,
right?
Yeah,
TV's Falcon Crest. It's got to be a good movie.
If it came out now, they'd be like, father of Miguel Ferrer, Mel Ferrer, in this. But I love this movie. I've watched it so many times, and I just it's fun. I don't know. That's the thing, is like, I never thought we'd get to a place where zombie movies kind of felt boring. Like, a lot of the modern ones that have come out have been like, yeah, all right, and I would say that this is like the golden era of zombie stuff, from like Dawn till probably Return of the Living Dead 3 is like mine. I'm sure there's some other great ones too. I'm sure someone will remind me of some really good ones too. Yes, there was supposed to be a remake of this. I saw Dustin asked, and there was a Kickstarter and everything, and Tom Savini was going to direct it. And I guess we're not supposed to talk about it. I guess that just went away. Yeah, it was. Wow. This is about 4 or 5 years ago.
It was longer than that.
Yeah,
it was maybe 10 years ago. I remember hearing about it.
I agree with David. There's no use to shooting hamburger zombies. Yeah, season them, hit them with a mallet to shape them. Get a press. You get one of those presses and put your initials on it.
Mike Justice said it was chipped beef.
Chipped beef.
Their faces in this movie, or it looks like they have chipped beef.
And he's not even. It would be chipped ham if it was a Pittsburgh one. It would be chipped ham, and they would put.
You could tell he didn't grow up here because
yeah. That's how you know. People like the chip chopped ham sandwich. I wouldn't eat that.
Ew.
I
hate chipped ham. I hate ham. Chipped ham.
Oh,
don't bring it near me.
What about a fried bologna sandwich, Bill?
That's okay. Bologna's great.
Bologna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's okay. I wanted to mention about this movie is that I remember watching Inglourious Bastards, the Tarantino remake, and there was a character in the Hugo Stiglitz, and I remember thinking, and it took me a while after seeing that movie, going, "Wait a minute, that was the guy in Nightmare City," and I forgot that he was on Falcon Crest too. But
Yeah.
it's just like, oh my god, that was such a great reference.
One of the characters is named after Lenzi in that too. I can't remember what his name is. It's like real close to Umberto Lenzi's name. Because Tarantino's a big fan of Umberto Lenzi. Even though, like, when he first met him, he's the one that said, "I really love your zombie movie," and he's like, "This is not a zombie movie. It is
right." Yeah,
and he was like, "Oh, sorry." I think this is definitely an influence on Grindhouse, the movie Grindhouse. The first story is very close to this.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's got Nightmare City all over it.
Yeah, that's probably why I like that part. I've come around to liking the second part, but the first part's just full of action and ridiculousness. And
yes, they're two very different movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I saw that in the theater when it was first run, so it was like a 4-hour experience.
I loved it. I saw it in the theater too. It was great. People were like leaving after the first one. I was like, hold on.
Right.
Oh, you're talking about Grindhouse. Yeah, I saw that in a theater too.
Yeah.
I love that movie so much. I love the Tarantino Death Proof. I almost pissed my pants watching that.
It has to be death proof if you're sitting here. I love that.
It was so good.
Oh man.
Let us know in the chat if you have seen this movie. Maybe you have under one of its many titles, which we'll soon discover as we go through the ads. But you may have. And let us know.
There we go.
So here we go. Some ads to look at. And as you can see, this is from Pittsburgh.
Look at that 21st Century logo tucked in down there.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yep. City of the Walking Dead.
Ta-da.
Starring Star of TV's Falcon Crest, Mel Ferrer. There it is right there.
Is he Miguel Ferrer's father, did you say?
I believe he is, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it the other way around? No, wait.
Jose Ferrer was Miguel Ferrer.
Jose Ferrer.
Oh, is it okay? He's his uncle. Then that's
okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
We don't want to misrepresent the Ferrer family.
Yeah. And or Rosemary Clooney, who is married to a few.
Oh,
that's right.
Clooney is just genius.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's
look at these ads. I love them.
Some drive-ins from Pittsburgh, and look at the other stuff that was playing there. Just take this all in for a second.
7 Doors of Death, The Boogeyman. Oh my God.
The Beyond.
The Beyond.
7 Doors of Death.
Yeah.
Escape from Women's Prison and City of the Walking Dead is literally a Sam Dream double feature.
I know. Okay, like, can we just take that in for a second? Those two movies unreeling on the same drive-in screen. The Camp Horn had nothing but good movies. You'd have to go 2 nights to see all that shit,
Yeah.
Yeah. How about The Dependable? Was like everywhere else in the country, Class was like, it scandalized people because it had, it had like that kind of Mrs. Robinson scene, and there was a lot of young folks having sex, and like The Dependables, like that's the least controversial movie we're playing tonight. We're gonna play it with stud hunters and real people. Everything. Man, how about Tightrope and First Blood? Tightrope, American Job.
I saw that in the movies.
Yeah, Hard Bodies and Ghostbusters is like kids, parents hope your kids fall asleep before Hard Bodies starts. Man, Boogeyman and 7 Doors of Death is it's a fun.
Yeah,
Purple Rain and Eddie and the Cruisers is good too. There's a lot going on in Pittsburgh. God, 1984.
That's amazing.
I was 12 years old and I would not have been able to get anyone to take me to Maple to see Satisfaction. But
my parents would have taken me to all these, which I'm surprised because I think it's either this one or the second one we're going to talk about played in the Boston area. And I was like looking at the ads going, why did I not see this?
How about Last Starfighter and Conan the Destroyer? That's pretty nice.
That's a great double feature right there.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched Last Starfighter recently. I showed it to my grandson. He lives with us, and he's 8 and he loved it. And I just read a thing that they're really close to getting a remake going. It's something to do with the rights. That's always the issue. And I would love that if they, and it would not be a reboot. It would be the same characters, however many 40 years later, you know?
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
Oh, are they going to get Lance Guest?
I assume so, yeah.
That's know that Becca loves a lot of Starfighters. Lance Guest is in it.
Oh, Jimmy from Halloween too.
Yes. Yep.
The Brookside is like was the cleanest one there, but with Bachelor Party and Unfaithful Years, they're like we feel positively classy compared to the other theaters in Pittsburgh. You know, but
I love Conan the Destroyer too. That's a great one.
I love that movie.
Oh, I love that one too. That's the one with Grace Jones.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that more than the first one.
I've really come around on it because I love the first one so much, but I just rewatched it about a year ago and I was like, this movie is really fun. I don't know why I didn't like it as much as the first one.
I think if you were a fan of the comic, you loved the first one.
Yeah.
But I was not even familiar with it at all.
I read all the
first one
books
was kind of boring.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, for folks who don't know, if you haven't read the books, in the books, the Jason Momoa remake of Conan is probably the most accurate to the character in the book because Conan he's lithe. He's like a panther. He's quiet. He hides in the jungle. He doesn't talk. He doesn't have an Austrian accent.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking away from the Arnold movies because
Doesn't?
I love those ones too. But Conan is a far different character in the books than he is in those two movies anyways.
I always imagine him as the John Buscema looking
yes
comics art. That's what's stuck in my head.
Yeah.
What Nightmare is playing with this, Bill? Is that the one?
It's got to be that one.
Yeah.
That's the one that was multiple. It was an anthology, right? It had different stories in it.
No, Nightmare was a slasher. Roman Scavellini's Nightmare, or AKA Nightmare in a Damaged Brain.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
AKA the movie Tom Savini gets angry about when you bring it up.
I know. He's like, don't say I did your special effects when I didn't do them.
Wouldn't that have been great if that's the one thing I say to him in the airport? It's midnight and he's waiting for a flight. And I'm like, I love that Roman Scavellini movie that you did the effects for. And
just to fuck with him.
Just to fuck. And he's like, why would you fuck with me when I'm waiting for a flight at midnight? Like, this is the worst fanboy fuck with. And he's like, this is why people say I'm shitty to people in public. Is people like you.
How about the Big Chill hanging out with City of the Walking Dead at the Pinewood?
They're both movies with a dead character just sitting there, you know?
That's hilarious. I just want to point out of the two movies tonight, my wife loved this one and she could not get through the second one. But this one she just enjoyed from beginning to end, even though she doesn't like blood and guts. It was like she was enjoying it.
I like the second one just because it's when I talked to David Gregory about it, he said it's a relentlessly dumb movie, and that's why it's great because it's not afraid to be stupid the entire time. He goes, but yet, like that's the genius of it. Versus City of the Walking Dead is arguably a more intelligent movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's really kind of a hilarious statement.
I mean, with the competition,
it's not inaccurate.
No. Hey, how about Blood Tide just walking in?
Blood Tide. Which one's Blood Tide?
Oh, it's what's his name? The Greek director.
Starring James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Another Ferrar. Isn't Miguel Ferrar in Blood? One of the Ferrars, Jose maybe, is in Blood Tide.
Yeah. It's the same guy that did Ninja Academy.
James Earl Jones and Jose Ferrer. That's Richard Jeffries directed it.
Mm-hmm. But Blood Tide's all right. And Blood Tide was on every Mill Creek set for the longest time.
Blood Tide is one of those movies where there's a monster in it, and you know, any monster movie, you anticipate actually seeing the monster, and you really only glimpse it for maybe a split second.
It's barely in it
because it's really bad.
Yeah,
I mean, like embarrassed. It's like Armando de Osorio level.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So what was the one that you and I just talked about recently? Oh, it was Torso. There was nary a torso to be found in the film.
Yes.
No. There's no need to have them in it.
Torso. Here's a nice little panel to see what was playing at the same time. The Karate Kid.
Richard Jeffries did do Blood Tide. I apologize to everybody for I was thinking it was someone else. Sorry.
That Greek director.
Yeah, that Greek. You know,
I still don't know who you mean.
I'll tell you. Hold on. I love Star Trek 3, by the way.
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh,
first
Vince,
four.
I think Bog was a lot cooler than the Blood Tide monster. In fact, you saw the Bog monster.
Nico
Plenty.
Masterikis. That's who I was thinking.
There we go.
Yeah.
That Greek guy.
That Greek guy. How about Karate Kid not here and getting a logo? They're like, whatever.
Here's a 21st Century-a-thon.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I love
These
this.
two movies.
Deadly Spawn.
There is no comparison between these two. Deadly Spawn is just primo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No offense, City of the Walking Dead, our first film tonight, aka Nightmare City.
Ooh. Also,
Oh yeah. I saw that in my research. Yeah.
Bold. Just bold letters. It's all right. This is very Weekly World News, isn't it?
Yeah, it super is. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a Weekly World News movie on Tubi. They're making movies about their different stories. It's called Zombie Wedding, and Sherry O'Terry from SNL's in it. It's
That's funny.
It's not bad. I want a Batboy movie. Batboy is in it for a little bit. Like they talk about Batboy, and they show a picture of him. But just if you're gonna make a Weekly World News movie, just make a fucking Batboy movie. What are you guys doing? Like that's what people want.
I remember when they found him in that cave.
Oh man.
We were on vacation and I was in the supermarket and I saw it and I bought the Batboy issue of the Weekly World News.
Oh, I love him so much.
It kept me company that whole week.
I would read that thing cover to cover.
Mm-hmm.
And Satan would show up in so many places. More than God. It was like a battle of like who gets to show up more places. Satan, God, okay, this is the dream double feature right here, Bill. Oh my God.
Talk about batshit crazy movies, Re-Gor.
Yeah.
Extra is just astonishing. And so is this one. They really belong together.
Extra is really a movie that goes out of its way to upset people and also confound people because there's like, I don't know what the story is here. Like there's numerous times in it where you're like, what? Okay. Like, is this an alien story? Is this an H.P. Lovecraft story? Like, what are we getting? Why are these soldiers coming to life and shooting people? These toys. It's great.
Here's that silly quote. Boring zombie movie. I think not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say that's why I chose it because it was laughable, and this is from my neck of the woods. It's from Boston. But I wish I could have seen it to judge for myself at age 10 or 13, whenever it came out.
You would have liked it, and so would I.
So look at this now. This was from two different, the same paper, but two different times. On the left, you've got City of the Walking Dead, Deal of the Century, Here and Now, and a couple of others. And then on the right, you've got Seven Doors of Death that played on a different night. And I just I put them on the sides just so you could kind of get a sense of what was going on that year. I mean, Enter the Ninja with Sho Kosugi.
That's a canon double feature with Young Warriors, a.k.a. The Graduates of Malibu High.
Okay. All right. I didn't recognize Young Warriors, the title.
Yeah. I'm super into that double feature.
But look at that. I mean, obviously, Seven Doors of Death is the Beyond, but I remember seeing that. I think my parents may have even taken me to see that in the theater.
Oh, man.
Wow. You saw the Beyond in the theater when it was
I'm pretty
new?
sure, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, it wasn't even new by the time it came here.
Well,
this was like 83, 84 when it started playing theatrically here.
Yeah.
Of course, Grindhouse Releasing has a brand new UHD of the Beyond. Yes. Go get it.
Today's the last day. I think it's on sale. They brought more copies back out. Yeah.
And guess who's on that UHD release? Guess who has an ad gallery on it?
I have no idea. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, it's true. There's a drive-in Asylum ad gallery on the new Grindhouse Releasing UHD of the Beyond. Go check it out.
That's amazing.
All right, I got to get that right now.
Special preview. This was in New York. Now, obviously, it had already played other places in the States. It just sort of like rolled out across the country like the Blob.
And what was the date on this one?
Well, this was October 28th was going to be this preview, but 84. But
that's what
I think like early October, it was playing other places. That's the first sighting of the city of the Walking Dead, in a movie in which there are no Walking Dead people. But never mind, they are not dead. They can be killed and then they're dead, but they're not. They don't start out dead like George Romero's friends.
They're not dead. They're just depicted that way.
No, I couldn't find it playing as Nightmare City, any ads for it playing as Nightmare City in the UK, but there is this video ad before they decided it was a video. Wasn't this a video nasty? Or was that the second? So. Definitely the second movie.
Yeah. What is Alien Terror? Oh, it's Alien 2 on Earth. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Right.
Alien 2. The first sequel that we got to Ridley Scott's Alien.
Yeah.
Well, now we'll find out. I think it's in the next movie that one of them wrote a sequel to another not Ridley Scott. I'm sorry, James Cameron movie.
Yeah. Shocking Dark.
Terminator 2.
Yeah.
It could happen.
That's hilarious.
What do we got here, Re-Gor? Oh, this is the Elvira thing.
This is the Elvira, yeah.
We looked at that one already.
Yep.
Oh, wait, this is the wrong movie.
Oh,
wrong one. Yeah.
Fall Break. How about that?
Can we talk about Fall Break?
We can.
Which I don't remember Fall Break.
It is the Mutilator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The original title of Buddy Cooper's The Mutilator.
Right. Okay.
How about Dawn of the Mummy too, Bill?
Mm-hmm.
And Funhouse. Jesus Christ, what is going? The Starway had it all, and all the money went to Jerry's kids.
Yeah, look at that.
This was. I hope I put the other. I don't think I did.
Oh
yeah, I did. See, this is from North Carolina, and there were actual people meet the stars in person.
Yeah, this must have been one of the premiere dates of it for Fall Break.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I think this was the very premiere. It was at a drive-in.
Yeah. There is a Fall Break 2, which played a couple Mutilator 2, I should say. That played a couple festivals last year. I wanted to love it, but it's not good. It doesn't even have an ending. Like the ending happens in text.
Is that the one, Sam, that was made in like the last few years?
Yeah, it was just made like a year or two ago.
Right. Okay.
Speaking of Weekly World News, Bill, this is total Weekly World News type at the top of this. Like,
yes,
that font, the way it's laid out, everything.
Literally,
yeah, it looks exactly like one.
You know, I meant to mention this earlier when you guys mentioned Weekly World News. It reminded me of that movie. What was that movie? Was it Real Men with John Ritter and Jim Belushi? And Jim Belushi was a CIA agent, and John Ritter looked just like his partner who was killed in action. But they had to pretend that, this like nobody is now a spy. And they're in the grocery store, and Jim Belushi's looking through the Weekly World News. He's like, wow, they got the whole CIA files in here.
I remember that.
There's also a Tabloid, the movie that Brett did, Bill, that he directed a couple sections of.
I haven't seen it.
It's fun. It's good. It's
Where did you watch it?
It's on. There's one on YouTube. I'll find it and send it to you. It has.
He didn't like that movie. He lost his shirt on that movie.
Yeah, because it's him and the guy that did Parts of Ozone working together. Yeah.
With some more Deadly Spawn action. Now it's Return of the Alien Deadly Spawn.
Oh man. It's the Jerry Lewis Cinema. Hi, lady.
Hey, lady.
Ladies' night. Ladies' night.
The dead are walking here, lady.
This is the Dark Crystal.
Look,
Man.
Sam, what's right under City of the Walking Dead?
Octopus slap.
I saw that in the movies.
I did too.
And Brainstorm.
Oh, Brainstorm.
Those are HBO movies for me, both of them.
Yep. Yeah.
The Final Terror is. Am I confusing that? Isn't there another one called The Last Horror Movie from around this time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're two different movies.
Yeah.
Final Terror has Daryl Hannah and Adrian Zmed.
That's right. Okay. Yep.
before they were famous. So,
Right.
in fact, I think it was made in 1980 or 81,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and nobody released it until they became stars. And they're like, well, now we have to put it out,
Right.
Yeah.
much
Because
to their
TJ Hooker was
displeasure.
awesome.
TJ
Yeah.
Hooker.
Yeah.
I told one of my friends was a bad guy in TJ Hooker. He was a bad cop that was hooked on coke and was trying to kill Hooker. And there's one scene of him like screaming in an alley, "Hooker!" When he showed it to me, I like just kept rewinding it. And he's like, "Thanks for making fun of this. This is one of my best roles I ever got in LA." And I'm like, "Was it?" Oh man, Striker. Speaking of Italian, oh no, not Italian, Philadelphia movie. I'm Philadelphia. God damn it. Philippines. There, let's get it right. Philippines. Well, I know that Nightmare City set in the same world as Philadelphia, and I'm still thinking about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah.
This font really turns me on. That's why
yeah.
I saved this ad.
So nice and thin.
Mm-hmm. It's
Strikers,
almost gothic.
yeah.
That
Nice.
type.
Hey, and Never Say Never Again, the off-brand
Sean
James
Connery.
Bond. Yeah.
Yes.
Century gothic, I should.
We can't use
Yeah.
the James Bond theme, but we'll do it anyways.
Yeah. We'll kind of have Blofeld in it, but not really.
Yeah.
Oh,
Vigilante.
Yes.
That's the Robert Forster one, right?
Yeah.
The very
Yeah.
one, yeah. Bill
Yeah,
Lustig.
Yeah.
I got that on Blu-ray a few months ago.
Yeah. It's great.
Britannia Alda screaming her head off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember her scene in that where she runs screaming across the laundry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adults only. Little cat house.
Yeah, that's kids. They do an announcement like, "All children must leave. The little cat house is about to begin." The best little cat house in
Texas.
in Riverview Cinema.
Right.
They could have made everybody leave and then pay to get back in to see the
Yeah,
X-rated one.
that's a great idea. Because this was $2 for all seats. Yeah, it's two big shows. So you're right, Bill. I think that's how they did it.
That's cutting it close because this movie was like an hour and a half, right? So it's like,
Yeah,
as soon as you run out, you got to run back in again.
yeah,
You got to
bring
move
out-
it.
yeah. They bring out the security, and they're like, "Get these kids out of here."
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
Oh wow, Deathstalker.
Your
come
ticket
on.
to horror. I love that.
Yeah, and this is pretty interesting because you could buy, you could use that ticket, I guess, as a discount to get into all these movies. And this was all throughout the months of October through December.
Wow.
And that one at the bottom there, Freak, the Ungodly Being. Can either of you guess what movie that turned out to be?
I'm gonna make a guess, and I don't think I'm right.
What is it?
God told me to.
No, this is way after God told me to.
Oh,
So this was like,
not the one we just saw that was on one of the other ads. Hold on, the Toby Hooper Funhouse, not the Funhouse.
No, I'll give you a hint. Ruth Buzzy.
Oh.
I honestly believe that just a little bit of Buzzy is enough to transform you inside. Now, that was The Being.
Oh, wow.
Oh, good
They
one.
changed the title, but like when they made this ad, they were going to call it Freak, the Ungodly Being.
I like that title
Being.
better, but
Okay.
I think that feels like one of those ones like not every city would let them use.
Much, much better. Although when oh my God, I'm totally blanking on names here.
Oh, I've been bad lately.
Never mind. So yeah, the Gates of Hell are there too. Is there also on that same Tower Cinema lineup, which is pretty amazing.
Oh, The Being, the one with Martin Landau. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's weird because I always think of Deathstalker is strictly a video release. So pretty amazing that it played theaters for a bit.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember the name of this movie and I couldn't remember it. The retitle. Back to the Being. Bob Murawski showed that in Detroit as Alien Flesh Eaters.
Yes. Okay.
As the movie The Being, and it had the ad had an image from demons in it, and it had we're going to see an ad for it on the second segment anyway, but I just wanted to tell you guys about this.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just funny because I remember that poster for The Being, like just stuck in my head when I used to work at Blockbuster Video, you know?
That's right, Mike Justice. The Being was originally marketed under the title Beauty and the Beast. In
Okay.
1981 is when that movie originally came out, and then it just sort of like sat there. Nobody wanted to distribute it until 83.
It also had the Pottsville Horror, and Easter Sunday was another title for The Being.
Easter Sunday. I forgot that one.
Yeah. And it was released in Germany as the Ultimative Terror. Not spelled right.
Oh,
And-
Exterminator 2. I'm sorry, Sam.
Yeah.
I cut you off.
No, go for it.
I was going to say Exterminator 2. I'm actually looking to get that on VHS these days.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I have the first one, and I'm like, I saw them both in the theater, and I loved them, so I gotta get the second one on VHS.
In Poland, that's the other place I was going to say. In Poland, The Being was called Creature, which was probably confusing when Creature came out.
Oh yeah,
That was called something else in the UK. It was called Titan Find.
Yeah. Wow.
right.
Is that Scalps the Bruno Mattei one, or is that the
Fred Olen Ray.
Fred Olen Ray one?
Fred
Okay.
Olen Ray.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay.
This is
Yeah.
the one that I think somebody commented. I think it was Doc commented on the post on Groovy Doom with the links to tonight's movies that he saw The City of the Walking Dead at the Fulton Theater. So this must have been the screening that he saw.
Oh wow, what's the date on that?
Oh, of course you asked me. I'm not really sure.
That's okay.
It's going to be like in October of 84, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask too, that release of Metropolis, that was the one that came out that had music. They set like modern music to it, like Queen and Bowie and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Adamant.
Yep, Adamant. Yeah,
Giorgio Moroder did that soundtrack.
I love Giorgio Moroder.
And I think it also had like crazy stuff inserted into it, like tinting and
Yes,
visual effects or something that
Yeah.
they had done with it.
Yeah.
Which, boo. Don't do
I know.
that. Don't fuck with Metropolis.
right.
I've never seen The Dwarf. I'm reading about Ann Magnuson's in it.
So what about this? It's playing with Zombie.
Oh,
Right. Now, isn't that the Hell of the Living Dead, aka
No.
Zombie 4? Or is this the first zombie that was supposed to be the sequel to Dawn of the Dead?
yeah, it's Zombie 2 because zombie.
Right.
no,
Zombie 2.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
It was Fulci's Zombie.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was.
Definitely.
Because I was finding these. I found a bunch, but I didn't send them to you because I was like, I don't think that's Zombie 4. I found a couple Zombie 4s, but not that.
Okay. Well, anywho, that's our ad gallery for
Wow.
City of the Walking Dead. Lots of cool stuff in there.
I'm
Lots of
really
memories.
excited. Yeah,
Yeah.
Good times, great people.
yeah. I'm gonna be watching
Oh,
the old Blu-ray version of it tonight.
Oh, yes. I watched the Blu-ray too.
Yes,
I should have brought them. I'll bring them down between segments.
Yeah.
I have Blu-rays for both these. The second one has a Rats movie on it that I hadn't heard of.
Rats: The Night of Terror.
Yes.
Oh man, you got to watch that right away. That movie
Okay.
is wonderful.
My
Yeah.
wife saw it right when I was putting it in, and she goes, "Wait, is this a rat movie?" I'm like, "No, that's the second movie on this." And then, of course, there's that rat scene, but we'll get to that when we get to the next movie.
Yeah. Let me tell you how they did the effects in that movie. They just threw
good.
rats at people. They just dump buckets of rats on people.
Because Italians love to hurt animals
Oh
when
my
they
God.
make their movies.
They're like, could we hurt the animal a little more when we make it the movie? Because it makes the people feel the animal's pain and they love it. Like even like
taking your shotgun and shoot at the rats, you know.
Bill, I watched a great Italian movie this week, by the way, Playing the Field, a 1974 soccer sex comedy starring Joan Collins. 200 stars out of 5. Wonderful. And
Joan Collins.
I
Joan
gotta see
Collins
that now.
and Oliver Onions did the music for it. And it was
All
great.
of her onions.
Oliver Onions. Yeah, the people did the music for for Your Hunter from the Future and a million other movies.
Alien 2.
Alien 2.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some like really good like skiffle pop and like jangly stuff in it, and then of course some like total like proto disco stuff in it. It's great. Yeah.
So what is the name of that again?
It's called Playing the Field. It's from '74.
Okay.
Pretty good. There's an American dub of it too, which I'm here to tell you is not a good dub, but a fun dub. There's a lot of voices in it that are children's voices that should not be, and a lot of guys that sound like, "Hey, what do you want me to do?" So I liked it a lot. As much as I like Shaw Brothers movie, where people are have British accents, because that's supposed to be classy, and or Australian accents.
Don't get me going. I do the show, the East Meets the West, and about the Shaw Brothers, and it's like you get this giant burly guy, and the voice that's dubbing him is this tiny little voice.
Yeah.
Those are the best ones.
Yeah. There's a bunch of that in the soccer movie. It's about a soccer referee who they're trying to buy off so that their team can win a big game. And they try to use Joan Collins sleeping with them to turn him. I'm here to tell you, if I was a soccer referee, I'd be like, yeah, what do you want?
That wouldn't be difficult for you.
Throwing red cards like crazy.
So let's do the drink segment, shall we?
Shall we?
It's time. I think someone in the chat told us, Lee said, come on, do the drink segment. So here it is.
This drink's called Infected. My wife and I both have COVID.
Walking plague.
Walking plague. Guess what?
Yes, there are nurses.
He's like, Nightmare City. Yeah, this is Nightmare City drink. We got a lot in this. We got an ounce of Malibu, ounce of Pucker, 3 ounces pineapple juice, 3 ounces of watermelon juice. Cubby's excited about it. I'm excited about it too. Let's put in the booze. Let's put in the juice. You like the juice, eh? Will I be able to taste this with Paxlovid mouth? That's a
Metal mouth.
yeah. Ooh.
Peachy. Cubby.
Here we go. Zuzu.
And
Wonderful. I think everybody's going to like this drink. Very light. Summertime drinks. Trying to make it summer. First day of spring. Doesn't feel like it. Let's ask him. What do you think of this drink? What do you think of this drink? Oh, love it. It's a wonderful drink. You want some? Here.
he said no.
Here.
No.
Okay.
Just wants attention.
Just wants people to know he's here. All right, enjoy the movie. All right.
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu. This drink is very sweet for tonight.
I didn't make the drink. I confess. I
right.
just have maker's mark.
It's okay. I'm coming up with drinks for the drive-in now. So I got to think of some drinks for the drive-in. Some Freddy Krueger themed drinks. Who knows what they'll be?
4 Nightmare on Elm Street movies in a row. Little Lindsay Wallace won't know what hit her.
No. I'm going to be shadow casting one of them. I'll be playing Freddy in one of them. So like a
There you go.
Rocky Horror kind of thing. I just have my glove on and doing my thing. I'll be just getting back. I'm going to be in Atlanta all week for a trade show, so that I'm going to be super awake. Because I get back at like 4 o'clock, I think, or 5 o'clock on Friday. And I'll just drive. We'll be driving straight to the drive. So we're going to be good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so we're taking our grandson this year, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're stopping off. It's like luckily it's vacation week, April vacation, which it never falls on April vacation, but this year it does. So like the first half of the week we're going to DC, and then we're just going to rent a car and drive right to the Riverside, and it's going to be awesome.
Wow.
How old is he?
He's 8.
Oh, okay, that's perfect. Yeah.
And he loves Jason.
A young kid
Freddy.
just learning about drive-in culture. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to start him young.
Yeah.
I love that Kenny and his wife, they bring their little daughter to it
Oh
too.
yeah.
Like, remember,
Yes.
she had all the glow sticks all over her
Yeah.
at the last one.
They sent Becca a picture this week of how many of the stuffed animals that she has because Becca got her one last time, and there's a lot. Becca's like, mine's on top, so that's good. So,
That's
I'm
awesome.
looking
The
forward
Skull
to
and Stitches bring their kid, and he's just a baby.
Yeah. He's going to be doing stunts in like a year. He's going to
I
be
know.
setting himself on fire and driving off tables and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I wanted to be a stuntman since I was a kid. So like I used to throw myself down the steps.
Was it because you watched The Fall Guy? Because that's why I wanted to be a
This
stuntman.
is before, because I had the Hal Needham stunt toy that came out. That was like you could launch Hal Needham through windows and stuff.
Yes.
And I was like, that would be so awesome to do. So yeah, my mom's. Can you imagine my poor parents? Like I was a really fat kid, and just a fat kid falling down the steps every day, and then diving over the couch, and then like just falling out of trees and stuff, saying, "Look what I did!" And then my mom did. What's wrong with you? I put him through a lot. So.
Oh my God.
Where are we watching the movie, Bill? That's a question. This is on YouTube, and I saw that someone in the chat said that it's on Canopy. So that's some good places to watch it.
No, the one that I linked to is somewhere else.
Oh, where's the one
I can't remember. I have to go look at the actual links. I put this all up there on the page. It's it was hard to find both of these movies. I swear to God, like we planned.
They were
this stuff
both on
out.
Tubi when we planned it.
Yeah,
and they were both on
And
Tubi.
now,
So
of course,
they're on Tubi. Yeah,
it's like that. It's not the first time that's happened to us.
Yeah.
Okay,
Daily Motion
And,
released that it's on Nightmare City is on Daily Motion. So
yes, okay, thank you. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's Daily Motion. It's an upscaled AI version of it. I looked at it though; it wasn't really AI looking, so it's okay.
Okay.
That was the best version that I found. There may be one on YouTube. Did you find one on YouTube?
Yeah, there's one that's but I don't think it's translated into English. I think it's with
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it was in Italian, and there were no subtitles. I don't think there were any subtitles on it.
That's why I like watching. I like watching movies with no subtitles with a Russian dude screaming at me. That's how I like it. Where it's just a Russian guy going, "Oh, tobe, and you're like, "Oh yeah, cool."
Blow by blow description in chat.
Or it's like English. I like when I have a lot of Hong Kong movies where it's like hard coded subtitles, someone screaming in Mandarin, someone also whispering in another Chinese dialect, and then just like the whole screen filled with subtitles. I'm like, awesome, let's do it. Where else can I find? This movie? Nowhere. So this is the only way to watch it. This was a VCD that was bought in a Chinese food court somewhere, and now someone uploaded it to archive. That's how we do it.
That's awesome. I was in many years ago. I was in London, and there was a channel. It was a German channel, and it was playing a Chinese kung fu film in German.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
That's an experience.
Yeah.
German's a good language to yell in,
I love that in all the German Godzilla movies, it's always Frankenstein versus Godzilla.
Yes.
Frankenstein has invented all these monsters because Frankenstein and Godzilla have been fighting all these years. It's like they have a totally different world of Godzilla that we don't know nothing about. And I love that, right? Like, and what other movies are like that? That's what I want to know. Like,
wouldn't that be a cool origin movie?
Oh my God. Like seriously, like 4 Weddings and a Funeral in Germany is about Frankenstein trying to get his family together. Like, who knew? But
Frankenstein is a multifaceted character, Sam.
He really is. Yeah. I watched a real movie last night though, Bill. Like a legit I watched Anora last night and I really liked it.
What
Anora.
was it?
Anora, the movie that won all the Oscars. Yeah, Sean, what's his name?
I don't watch shit like that.
I never.
You'll really like it. Actually, it's really good. It has the Vampiros Lesbos cover. That's the only reason I watched it because he took the cover from and he thanked Jess Franco in the credits. So it has nothing to do with Jess Franco, but it's good. I liked it. I liked it way more than I thought I would because I was like, how much should I watch? I had no one at home with me, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll watch this. So, and then I watched Dark Match, which was horrible. It's really bad. Look for reviews. Thank God there's a third Mickey Mouse slasher coming out. So now, am I going to get haunted like I do with Amityville movies and be like, oh, I have to watch every Mickey Mouse slasher? No, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do it.
Oh, you know you will.
Oh, I know I will. I know I will. I watched another Amityville movie this week, Amityville Where the Echo Lives. Not set in Amityville, has nothing, and it's on Peacock. Peacock, I always think Peacock's like, right?
Yeah. Like more mainstream.
Classier, right? You pay money for it. It's not like it's on Tubi. I watched it, and it was called like The Girl Who Came Back originally. It has nothing to do with Amityville. Fucking Lionsgate has done this like 4 times to me now. Yeah, Nora's also dedicated to Soledad Miranda too. So yeah, and so yeah, I watched a lot of movies this week with the COVID. This is what I did. I sat there and just watched movies. Yeah, good.
So do I have a 1 minute to just tell a quick Amityville story here?
Oh, yeah. I would love.
We usually go till 9:30 for the first segment.
Oh, okay. All right.
We've been letting it all hang out.
It's been a while since I did it. So since I've been here, which by the way, thank you guys. I love being here. So my parents, 1983, my parents took me. We went on a road trip to New York, and we went to Long Island. And our specific mission was to find the Amityville house, and we found it. And we could not get down the street that it was on. I forget I used to know the address by heart, but because it was in the book. And anyways, you couldn't get down the street because there was a block party going on. So we went over the river on the street across the river and stopped. And I took a couple pictures. And this was back with the plastic camera that you had to get the film developed. Yeah. And we got 2 pictures of the Amityville house from the side, so from the backside. So it's still the Amityville house. And it's got the boathouse, except it was weird because all of the houses on both sides of it were crystal clear, but the Amityville house was out of focus. And the boathouse is gray. I gotta ask my mother for the photo album so I can scan them in. The boathouse is gray and it's giving off a white reflection in the water.
Oh,
it could just be trick of the eyes or trick of the light. I don't know, but
you just gave me an idea for a new Amityville movie. The Amityville Block Party. It's kind of like Friday. It's like, got like that stuff on, but it's also a block party.
Not think of that.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So yeah, that was awesome. I'll never forget that. It was a fun 1983 summer.
Oh man, that's amazing. 108 Ocean Avenue.
That's right.
Yeah. I always thought that song by Yellow Card was about Amityville Horror. It's not.
No.
It's on Ocean Avenue. Not.
I was there too. I went to see a Thrill Cult concert there once years ago, and I had a friend who lived 2 blocks away from the Amityville house. So he's like, "Oh yeah, you can just drive right by it." He's like, "It doesn't look like anything," and he was right. It just they changed it because they got sick of people like me and you driving by their house, so it doesn't really look like it did in the movie anymore. And
I'm at 63 Amityville movies, which is a problem. That's
63?
Yeah, 63. That's how many. My Amityville Where the Echo Lives was number 63 of Amityville movies.
How is that possible?
Oh, there's more than that. There's so many.
Yeah, there's still more to go.
There's so many more to go. And every time one comes out.
Just domestic, just U.S. films, or just all worldwide?
Just U.S.
Wow.
Yeah, the rest of the world has not been like, oh, we should make these Amityville movies. Like after
I have a couple, but
after Amityville Vibrator, I should have quit. I should have been like, yeah, this is the time to quit. But I didn't. I was like, no, I keep going. Amityville AI, though. Amityville AI is what's his name? The guy who did one of the Visual Vengeance movies. I can't remember. It's actually okay. It's only about an hour long. Yeah, I think they should make a Boogeyman Amityville crossover, and basically, it's just the Amityville house with a TV, and it's playing Boogeyman 1. And it's just you watch Boogeyman 1 in the Amityville house. I think that's what it should be.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Oh, David Gregory got engaged in Amityville at an Italian restaurant. Wow.
That's awesome.
Another movie, Amityville Engagement. That's a romantic comedy set in Amityville where a young couple falls in love but then realizes they're haunted. Look for it now from SRS Studios. They're the ones that put out all these Amityville movies.
Hey, honey.
Phil,
you know what? I think we're haunted.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. It's like Like, will you marry me? And a voice goes, no. And you're like, oh shit, Amityville engagement coming soon. Do these and yeah. Phil, don't watch Amityville Vibrator. Seriously, it makes Bat Pussy look like well, the opening of Misty Beethoven. It's not good.
Bat Pussy. There couldn't be an episode unless we brought up Bat Pussy.
I know, God. I said something from it the other day, Bill. I
hope it's not the thing I'm thinking of.
It was like, you got the biggest pussy I ever done. I just said it out loud to myself. I just
got the biggest pussy in the world.
Like, you got the littlest dick. Their love language is so weird. And I think they love each other. I think
they talk to each other the way real people talk to each other.
Really do. They talk to each other like shit. And they're both really bad. For being filmed, you would say they know they're being filmed. Like, should we practice? Should we try this? And no, it's just doing it.
One thing I wanted to ask you before we go to the movie, Re-Gor, you have been jonesing to do this movie on the show for some time. And the last time you were on, Sam was not on. And you were like, let's do Nightmare City. And I was like, no way. We can't do that one without Sam. Yeah. So finally we get to do it. What made you want to do this movie so bad?
Like I said at the top of the show, it's batshit crazy. And that's what really turned me on. And I think this was the first movie that I, in my own mind, labeled as batshit crazy. Because I was like, oh my God, like from beginning to end, I was like, and you know me, I mean, I get scared. In movies people laugh at, I get scared. So my son was like, Dad, you get scared in movies you've seen 20 times. But this movie, both movies tonight, they frightened me. And this, I just loved it because I love the insanity of it. I love the whole concept of these. Yeah, all right, they're not really zombies in the Romero sense, but there's something like that. And
they might as well be.
But they're enough off of that you don't have to tie it to any universe or any rules of how they should be behaving or how they can be killed. It's just insanity. And that is why I love this movie. It's pure insanity from beginning to end.
We think you're going to feel the same way too. I did drop the link into the chat, but for some reason it won't go out over the Facebook chat. I don't know why, but trust me, it's on the Groovy Doom Facebook page. If you want to just scroll back to the post that's right before this video, you'll see it there. The link to both of the movies is posted. The image is from Hell of the Living Dead, our second feature, but if you open up the text, the link is in there. It's on Daily Motion, the AI upscaled version of Nightmare City. And we hope you will enjoy it and come back afterwards, because I'm sure we'll have plenty more to say, and you get to hear us talk about Night of the Zombies. So in the meantime, enjoy City of the Walking Dead, aka Nightmare City.